time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. Feel what I'm saying? You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. Now listen, you already know time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G. Time and energy are the highest forms of currency at all times. I mean, I know they got y'all here chasing this money, chasing that bag, chasing that moolah, getting to that guap. You understand me? But listen, keep in front of your mental Rolodex that time and energy is the highest forms of currency at all times, my G. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now, listen, late night, late night creep, late night live. I wanted to tap in with the people. I wanted to really, give my thoughts, give my perspective. You understand me? Give my insight on everything that's going on with these mass shootings. Now, I've been over the road. Y'all already know how I do. But when I get back to the big house, I take my time, I take a few seconds out of my day, and I tap in with the people. So here we are. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be now. You already see the title. You already see the picture. You already see the thumbnail. You understand? And everybody's pretty much up to date. You feel me? In abreast. You feel what I'm saying when it comes to these mass shootings. But the real question is why? Why are these mass shootings taking place? Why every other week we having a situation with these mass shootings? You understand what I'm saying? Hold on real quick. Baby girl, what's going on?
Hello, brother.
How was work?
Long.
Was all right?
Yeah.
All right, 10-4. What it do? What it do? Yeah. So the real question is why? Why is it always a Caucasian male holding one of those AK-47s, shooting up, a bunch of people at one time? Why is it always the same scenario over and over and over again? You feel what I'm saying? It's food in there. Well, yeah, if you want that, right? Why is it happening like that over and over again? You understand what I'm saying? And being as though we see the same scenario over and over and over again, how is it that, the American people can't get this under control? Why is it that the government can't seem to get a grip, get a handle on these middle-aged Caucasian males that just feel the need to shoot everything up? Now, the thumbnail was the guy in Maine. That's the main perspective. That's the main situation. But they had a whole shooting out there in Jacksonville, Florida as well. You understand what I'm saying? And believe it or not, if you notice or not, you understand, it always seems to be race baited. It always seemed to be race baited. It's always a Caucasian male running up somewhere where it's a bunch of black people and doing what they do. You understand what I'm saying now? Now, one thing for sure, two things for certain. They always got something to say about black on black crime. You understand? Black on black crime is just this big issue in America. And when you talk to white women, when you talk to white men, Americans, you feel what I'm saying? They always seem to point out black on black crime, but nobody wants to put the emphasis on these mass shooters. These mass shooters. Now, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be, but it has to be addressed. It has to be addressed, my G. White people are dangerous. White people, listen, man, I know it sounds a certain way. I know it sounds harsh. I got a lot of white people in my DMs. I got a lot of white people in my comment section calling me a racist because of the way I address white people. They cause mass slaughters. They shoot, a bunch of people. And when you address them as such, they get offended. They get offended. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, you got to understand, this dates back in their history. This is tradition. Mass murder. You understand what I'm saying? Anarchy. This is all tradition for Caucasian people. But see, you got to understand something, and that's one of the reasons why I come with the perspective. That's one of the reasons why I speak to the people, because you got to be able to see through the smoke and mirrors. You got to be able to understand that, yeah, it's white and black, It's always about race, but even higher than race, on a whole nother level than race, is the higher ups and the elites. It's the higher ups and the elites. Now we're gonna attack this first angle, the gun laws. See, America is the only place on this planet where you can have guns, where you can have protection, where you can go against the government, a tyrant government. You can go against that. You can go to war. You can go to war on American soil. You understand what I'm saying? With the government. So for years they've been trying to attack the gun laws. They've been trying to really figure out a way to get the guns out of the Americans' hands, all Americans. You understand what I'm saying? They've been plotting, they've been scheming, they've been trying each and every way to get these guns out of our hands, homie. Because once they got all the guns, once the guns are out of our hands, now we can go into a communist state. Now we can go into a communist situation where the government do what they want to do and nobody can protect themselves. You understand what I'm saying? Sean, what up, my G? Listen, you know, yes, they are human beings, but all human beings have certain traits. All human beings have a certain track record. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. And when you address Caucasian people's track record over the centuries, that's why they get uncomfortable. That's why they don't want to talk about it. That's why it becomes a issue. It's always an issue when you address Caucasian people. When you address Caucasian people, then it's like you're a racist. But all of the things that they've all ever done over hundreds and hundreds of years, when you address those things, it's always an excuse. It's always a reason behind it. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, we're all human. And all humans, all races of people have a track record when it comes to their history. Some good, some bad. Some parts of the track record is going to be good and some parts of the track record is going to be bad. And when we talk about Caucasian people's track record, it's a lot of bad in there. It's a lot of bad in there. You understand what I'm saying? Now, slavery was a choice. In some ways, yeah. In some ways, yeah, but in more ways, no. See, for my people, it wasn't slavery. We was prisoners of war. See, for the small amount of African Americans, not even African Americans, my bad, because there is no such thing as an African American. For the small portion of Africans that they brought over here, they were enslaved. The small portion of Africans that made it to the Americas, they were enslaved. But my people, FBA, foundational Black Americans, our people was conquered and prisoners of war. The people that didn't get slaughtered, the people that didn't get hung, they became prisoners of war. The Black American farmer, the Black Negro farmer became a prisoner of war. They had hundreds of acres of land, farmland, that Caucasian people came and squatted on. I could give you the whole rundown. Took over their farmland and made them prisoners of war. Prisoners of war is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. I know a lot of Caucasian people don't like to talk about this, but it's something that needs to be spoken about. And these traits, homie, these habits, these traditions over hundreds and hundreds of years still shows his face in America today. And that's why you have these middle-aged white men grabbing these semi-automatic weapons and running up in places and causing hysteria and shooting all of these people. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. I've carved out a lane for the real. So when you come over here, you're only going to get the real. I've carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it. You understand? So when you look at the dude in Maine, when you look at the dude in Jacksonville, these are white men that the government, the establishment already knows aren't mentally stable. Somehow these unstable white men end up with semi-automatic weapons, and they somehow get to go where they want to go and shoot what they want to shoot. So again, the first angle is the gun laws. Oh, if they can get the guns out of the Americans' hands, they can take over America. The one thing that's stopping this government from really getting their hands on the throat of America and suffocating it is the fact that it's so many guns spread out over America. Oh, trust me, especially in these southern states, the Midwest, it's millions of weapons in America, trillions of bullets and ammunition in America. So the minute that they really try to suffocate America, they understand that the American people, black, white, whatever, they're gonna go to war. They're gonna go to war. So instead of just taking the guns, they're trying to slowly change the laws. They're trying to slowly get the people to ride with it. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, the American people might fight amongst each other. It might be white and black, black and white, whatever you want to call it. But when it comes to the guns, that's one thing that white and black agree on. That's one thing they'll never be able to change. You understand? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. And let me tell you something, Sean. We more organized than you believe. We are more, black people, black men are more organized than you are led to believe, homie. Yeah. I know. That's like asking the same question. That's like asking, why can't white people organize? You know, rich white people, trailer trash, trailer park white people. Why do they not ride with each other? All white people don't ride with all white people. All Spanish people and Latinos, they don't ride with each other. So we're not just gonna put that on black people, but I wanna fill you in on something since you here. Black people are more united than you know, and we're going to talk about that. So the first angle is the gun laws. They really want to get these gun laws put in place. They really want to get control of the American people in these guns. When you go to China, them people don't have guns. When you go all over the world to these different countries, their civilians don't have guns. They're not allowed. They're not allowed to have guns over there. America is the last place on the planet where you can protect yourself in a certain way. So you gotta, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But the second angle, why you got these white men, it's all, and listen, it's always white men. See, the higher ups and the elites, they can get this over on a lot of y'all. But when you bring it past the real, it's easy to see. When that third eye is open, it's easy to see. So you don't see Chinese people causing and doing mass shootings. You don't see black people. You don't see any other race doing mass shootings across America but white people. And you got to ask yourself, why is that? Why is it always so? Now again, you don't see white men running up in the nail shop and shooting Vietnamese people. You don't see white men running up in a mosque and shooting Muslims. You don't see white men running up in a Latino store and shooting Latinos. You see white men running where black people live at and shooting black people. Why is that? Why is that, Sean? I'm gonna let you know. Because the higher ups and the elites are begging for a race war. Whew. Listen, man, when y'all come here for the real. What? Not the American government, the higher ups and the elites, the establishment is begging. They're begging for a race war. So every time it goes down, it's a white man shooting black people, and they're praying that black people snap and grab their guns and go into the streets and cause mayhem and cause anarchy. It's a distraction, homie. It's a distraction. So again, Sean, we are way more united than you know. Black people, my black people, we are way more united than you know. The issue is we don't want to go to war. We don't want to go to war. We understand that this is our land, and in due time it will be given back. In due time, the meek will inherit the earth, my G. The meek will inherit the earth. So yeah, we don't want to go to war. We don't want to go to war, especially a race war on this land. But the higher ups and the elites, they are praying. They are praying that black people and white people go to war. The Chinese people, the Spaniards, the Latinos, they'll all be casualties of war. They'll fall in the middle somewhere. It don't matter. It can't be with Latinos. It can't be with Chinese. It can't be with Vietnamese. It has to be, and listen to me closely, my G, it has to be black and white, because it's such a history between black and white people on this land that if they can make black people get so mad that they just go to war, it will distract everybody from the real agenda. The real agenda, the real narrative, the real reason. You understand what I'm saying? Because you gotta know this. You gotta know this. If they try to take over America without us going to war first, we're gonna team up and we're gonna take America. Whew. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but not all white people are like that. Not all white people are what you think they are. A lot of white people are rocking with black people. It's a lot of white people that I talk to personally that are praying that black people pull it together and get militant minded. It's a lot of white people that I talk to that tell me to my face, you are not African. Grown Man Business TV, you are not African. This is your land. What are you going to do about it? And then I come here to this platform. I come here and I tell my youngsters, redirect the energy. Stop shooting at each other and shoot at the real opposition. And all white people are not the real opposition. You understand? It's the higher ups and it's the elites. So before they can really take over this land, before they can really admit what they want to admit, what they really want to do, they need black and white people to go to war. So that's the reason why it's always a white male. It's always a white middle-aged male that's shooting up areas where black people live at. You're not going to hear nobody else on this app talking like this. You're not going to hear it anywhere else. That's the reason, my G. But again, one thing for sure, two things for certain. Black people are more united than you know. We can rally up and go to war, but it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Black people are going to sit back and watch. Listen, 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 listen. The meek will inherit the earth. The energy that Caucasian people have put out for a long time is coming back to bite them in the ass. Respectfully. You understand? So when I'm talking to white people, I'm talking to Caucasians, and they say, we didn't put y'all in slavery. We wasn't alive for that. We didn't have nothing to do with that. But your ancestors had something to do with that. And you're reaping the karma of your ancestors. There's no way around it. You're reaping what your ancestors sowed for y'all. And you got to understand something. They're begging for us to get involved. But all we got to do as black people is sit back, stop killing each other, and watch y'all crumble. Y'all look, bruh, a lot of white people see this and they agree with me. They come into my DMs and they agree with what I'm saying, homie. White people, the government is full of white people that have lost control of America. The government is full of white people that have sold America out to China. When the government, the higher ups and the elites are full of white people that have been going to war with these different countries for year after year after year. They have been going to war. Listen, let me tell you something. For a long time, it only affected black people. When we went to war, when it was poverty in America, it only affected black people for the most part. Most part, it was such a wealth gap that a lot of white people was able to maintain for all these years. If we was in a depression, if we was in a recession, a lot of white people was able to maintain. But this present day, they have lost America. They have lost control over this land so much that everybody is being affected. White people, black people, everybody is being affected by inflation, by taxes, by war, by famine. It's happening and everybody is being affected. So now it's an issue. Now it's a real issue. And what do they want to do? They want black people to be so upset that we're being shot in these mass shootings that we go to war so that they can blame it on us. The higher ups and the elites never take accountability. White people, Caucasian people never take accountability for losing this country, for selling this country out, for going against the Constitution that their ancestors put on paper. You understand what I'm saying? Because for a long time, the Constitution, the judicial system, it only benefited white people. It's to the point now where it's starting to benefit everybody. Even illegal aliens that's coming across the border illegally are benefiting from the Constitution and the laws put in place by the higher ups and the elites. And when I say the higher ups and the elites, I'm talking about them people, Caucasian people, the little hat people, everybody that don't look like this. So you got to ask. So a lot of people are asking, Big GMB TV, the Oracle. And don't you forget the TV, and you better always remember the Oracle. What is going on? Why is all these shootings happening? It is never by coincidence. Nothing on this land is by coincidence. And I'm the only one on this app that's really going to tell you the truth. They want us to go to war with each other. See, Sean, you asked a good question. You said, when are black men going to organize themselves? But what you got to understand something, homie, is it don't matter if we're organized. It don't matter if we're not organized. We don't make up enough for the population. It really boils down to who is going to engage in war with the white people. Who is going to engage in war with the government, the higher ups, and the elites. The Latinos ain't built like that. They ain't got enough rage in them to go to war. Mexicans, they ain't been through enough. They just now starting to feel the wrath at the border, getting put in those cages, getting beat with whips and all of that type of stuff. Mexicans ain't had enough done to them on this land. They ain't spilled enough blood on this land to want to go to war with the higher ups and the elites. The only people on this land that has had so much bad stuff done to them that can take this land and really, really transform it is us, black people, FBA, foundational black Americans, not Africans, not Haitians, not Jamaicans. It's only us. Black people have built this country from the ground up. Black people have spilled more blood on this country than anybody else. So you got to ask yourself, why is it always a white man shooting up black areas? Why is it always a white man making his way to black environments, to the urban area and shooting it up? And then it makes the news, it makes CNN, it makes Fox News, and everybody's talking about it. It's because they understand that black people, we have been through so much that it just takes one thing, one more tragic event that might make us jump off the ledge, that might make us go haywire, that might make us really organize and go to war. But the problem is, they think that we're going to go to war with the fellow white man. Oh, they not plotting, they not thinking 10 steps ahead that we might load up and go to war with the government, go to war with the higher ups and the elites. They not thinking about that. But even if we do, they trying to set it up so that everybody can start rioting, everybody can start looting, everybody can start shooting, and then they can admit martial law. And once they admit martial law, now they can come into your home. Now they can grab your guns. Now they can disarm you as Americans, homie. See, I talk to y'all for what I know everybody understands. I know that everybody, for the most part, especially all the sheep, they understand black and white. They understand racism. Racism is a real thing, but it has been weaponized, just like everything else. They have weaponized racism. And they know that if it's a race thing, ooh, everybody turns up because it's a race issue. This is a white man shooting black people. It's a racist. He's a racist. This is a race issue. But the one thing that trumps the race issue is the higher ups and the elites and the agendas. Okay. Instead of worrying about gun laws, right? Why don't the government, why don't the establishment start looking at people with mental health issues? We don't have to stop everybody from getting guns, but if you've ever been in a hospital, if you've ever had an episode with mental health, it needs to be documented. It needs to be registered, and you should not be able to get semi-automatics. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody that does this are mentally gone, mentally unstable. Exactly. You understand? You get my drift? So at one point in America, right, the racism was at an all-time high. It was at an all-time high. And they were able to hide behind the racism and get their points across. It was easy for them to hide behind racism and pass laws. It was easy for them to hide behind racism and redline black people. Everything they did to black people, take our land, make sure we don't get loans, make sure we don't get property, make sure our grandmothers and our grandfathers were not able to pass down generational wealth to the youngsters. But now, in the new age of technology, in the age of information, they have realized more black and white people are united. More black people are united. They press to y'all. They put it in the news and CNN and Fox News. You know what Trump said, fake news. And they make people like Sean think that we're not united. Oh, we are very united. We are very united. You understand what I'm saying? The problem that they're having is they can't figure out a way to make us click. They can't figure out a way to trigger us, to take it there. Now, again, if you know anything about Grown Man Business TV, I tell the youngsters to redirect their energy. Stop. We don't need to go to war with each other. We need to go to war with them. But you got to understand this as well. It's always going to be tribal war. It's always going to be tribal conflict. And what does that mean, Grown Man Business? What does that mean when you say tribal conflict? That means in every race, you're going to have people that's going to be fighting and killing each other. Latinos, they fight and they killed each other. Italians, look at the Italian mob. Everybody wants to talk about black on black crime. Well, let's talk about Italian on Italian crime. Let's talk about Mexican on Mexican crime. You know, the Mexican cartel, they do some vicious things down there in Mexico to Mexican people. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there's no way around tribal conflict. So black people that live amongst black people, sometimes they're going to do bad things to each other. Sometimes they're going to shoot each other. It just comes with the game, homie. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just a part of the game. That's a part of the game you can't get around. But like I told y'all before, my voice is more powerful than CNN. My voice is more powerful than Fox News. My voice is more powerful than the Breakfast Club with DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God playing butt tag with each other every morning. My voice is powerful. And I'm telling you, black people are very united. Yeah, we got billionaires in our culture. We got millionaires and 100 millionaires when it comes to black people. We are very well prepared. And not only that, the majority of white people in America are riding with us. That's what they don't want y'all to know either. So I don't never want you to get it confused that I'm talking about all white people. It's not all white people. I got some real good white boys that'll bang on you for Grown Man Business TV. I got some real swamp boys out there in Florida that'll bang on you and feed you to the alligators over Grown Man TV. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. The establishment, they don't have enough money to fix America, but they got hundreds of billions of dollars to give to the Ukraine. Yeah, Shiva. No, I'm going in on them tonight. They'll double back and they'll come and get this live and they'll get this game. The higher ups and the elites are always watching. They don't mind me talking about Charleston White. They don't mind me talking about DJ Academics. But when I give you this game, this is what they have a problem with. Huh? That's why it's so many mass shootings year after year after year. And you don't see white men just running down on a gang of white people. It's always a white man running down in the urban area where black people live at. It does. Let me tell you. Nah, that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing but some lemonade and sweet tea mixed. That ain't nothing. I don't do no alcohol. I'm a lightweight with the alcohol, man. But let me give you some game. When you see how that's set up, now that I'm giving you this game, now that I'm moving the smoke and mirrors out the way, now that I'm moving the curtains back so you can see behind it. Now that you can see with your third eye that it's always a white Caucasian male running into the urban community, black community. He's never running into the Latino community. This white man is never running into the Italian community. This white man is never running into Chinatown. Think about this. All of these different areas that these white men could go and shoot up, they always end up in the black community because a race war is being predicted. Oh, it's a big election coming up next year. It's a lot of distractions taking place right now. And in the midst of all of these distractions, you got a man in Maine that runs and shoots up all these black people. You got a white boy out in Jacksonville, Florida that runs and shoots up all of these black people, and they're praying. They're praying. You understand that these gang members, these black gang members, these black shooters, you know, the young boys that they see on Instagram and the young boys that they see on YouTube with the guns and the lean and the perks and the weed. They're praying that these dudes get their gun and they say, I'm fed up with this. And they run off and they start a race war. But see, again, whew, the higher ups and the elites are always playing chess at the highest level. And one thing about Grown Man Business TV, I am too. I'm always playing chess at the highest level. And what they don't know and what y'all should know, the higher ups and the elites that's watching this video, the higher ups and the elites that's going to double back and comb through this live stream, what you should know. Because I don't want to tell you everything, but I will tell you this. That's not going to happen. It's enough white people that are fed up with the higher ups and elites. It's enough white people that are disgusted with the history of Caucasian people. They are disgusted with slavery. They are disgusted with all the land that was stolen. They are disgusted with the immigrants coming across. They are disgusted with the higher-ups and the elites. It's enough Caucasian people with guns and weapons that are so disgusted with what the government has become that they are riding with black people. The small portion of white people that are still racist, those are the ones that CNN gives light to. Those are the ones that they push into the forefront because they don't want you to believe that white people and black people have united. Oof. You know, I want to give a big salute to my homie Zachary. He's a white guy that I used to work with. And one thing for sure, two things for certain. I know he watches my channel still. I know Zach watches my channel still to this day. He found out who I was when we used to work together. Oh, you're Grown Man Business TV. And he started watching my content. And me and him, we got real cool. Because Zachary is a swamp white boy. All out white boy that likes to listen to Young Dolph and he listens to Yo Gotti. But he also goes catfishing and he also does white boy activities. And he respected Grown Man Business TV because the stance that I take. You understand? There are more white people riding with us because of how terrible this country has become. So when you see these mass shooters, you got to stop thinking, oh, it's another situation and it's a racist shooting black people. And you got to start thinking, why are they letting this white man do this? Why are they plastering him all over the news? Why is it such a big deal? Why do they want everybody to know? Because they're praying. We are more united than you know. And it's an amazing time to be alive because, yeah, the country is going to shit right now due to the administration. But the silver line in all that is that everything is being exposed. We can see the country and the government for what it is. The same government that won't get rid of your student loans will give the Ukrainian people $100 billion. The same government that won't get rid of your student loans, the same government that won't give anybody any money, won't pass out I'm talking big stimulus checks. They should be giving everybody 20 to 30,000 right now due to the state of the country. The same government that won't do that will turn around and give Israel money. The same government that won't get rid of your student loans will turn around and tell you that your children are going to be drafted for war. Oh, man, it gets deep. It gets wicked, and it's always deeper than rap, homie. It's always deeper than rap. So, yeah, we got these mass shooters, white boys, shooting up black people. And what they hope and pray is that black people will turn around and start shooting up white people. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, you gotta be faster than that. Oh, you gotta be quicker than that. Oh, yo, you gotta be faster than that. The meek will inherit the earth, homie. The meek will inherit the earth. This land was stolen. This land was stolen. The majority of the so-called slaves was prisoners of war because this was our land. And no, we don't want to take the whole land back. We don't want to get rid of white people. We want what's owed to us. They're so scared. They're so scared to give us what they owe that they give it to the Ukrainians. They give it to the people in Israel. Yeah, hoping that they can save them. They give it to the Mexicans, hoping that they can save them. But like I told y'all before, these people have not spilled enough blood on this land. They have not spilled enough blood on this land. These people, like the Mexicans and everybody else, they get the money and they take it back to their country and they try to rebuild their own country. The mass shooters. The mass shooters is a distraction. Now, what you got to do is keep your eyes open and keep your head on the swivel. When you in the stores, when you out at parties, if you at a festival, you need to be aware that quite possibly this situation, this function can be another dot on the board, another chess piece on the chessboard, another move being made to get closer to the agenda, to get closer, homie. Whew. Just a little lemonade and iced tea. Just a little lemonade and iced tea, man. Nothing crazy. I don't get intoxicated when I get up here and talk to y'all. I don't like to, I'm not getting high. I don't want to smoke. I don't want to drink. I want to give y'all the real. So I want to kind of, I want to kind of bring this thing down. I want to kind of land this plane. I want to land this plane. When you look at this news, when you look at CNN and Fox News, when you look at these mass shooters, now you can look at it through your third eye. Now you can look at it and know that you already looked behind the curtain because you done came to Grown Man Business TV. See, one thing for sure, two things for certain. My people, we have been dealing with death for a long time. When you send these mass shooters, when you send these Caucasian males into our community and start shooting stuff up, but listen, man, we already living in poverty. We already been redlined. We already lost everything. We already see death every other day. If we don't see death in our face, we see it on the phone. We see it on Instagram. We see it on YouTube. These shootings, these killings. So you got to understand something. A mass shooter is just another day in the ghetto. A mass shooter is just another day in the hood, homie. It don't affect us like that. We get up and go to work the next day. We got bills to pay. We got families to raise. Salute. Salute. And I get up here and I talk my talk because I'm with my people. I'm with my people. And I don't feel like it's nothing wrong when I hear my white boys talk about they people. The problem is the media, the narrative that they push to y'all run with it. Oh, you ever been to Florida? You ever been to Texas? Oh, it's a lot of white people that's riding with black people. It's a lot of guns out here. Oh, I talk to them all the time. Swamp boys, they'll feed you to the alligators, homie. You touch Grown Man Business TV, it'll go up. I got white boys that'll ride for me. I got riders, man. So I don't mind giving y'all the real, but don't ever think that black people are not united. Woo. You put us in the right position, and it's wartime. And it's a lot of white people that's going to ride with us, and we going to ride with them. Because the majority of us understand that the higher-ups and the elites are the real opposition. The higher-ups and the elites are the real ops. And one thing for sure, two things for certain, when you get to that level, color don't matter. Green is the only thing that they pay attention to. That's why your kids is about to get drafted for war, because when war happens, money is being made. When there's a war happening, somebody is getting rich, and the poor is getting poor. And we have become aware. We have become awoken. We can see. We can see through the smoke and mirrors. It ain't about back in the day when they was using newspapers to mislead everybody. We got it all right here on this phone. This phone is actually, if you ask me, this phone might be the mark of the beast. Everybody has this mark of the beast. You understand what I'm saying? And they paint the picture that America is X, Y, and Z. Yes, I'm going to tell you something. America is in bad shape. Those higher-ups and the elites, the white people that sit in those positions, they have went against the Constitution. They will do anything possible to mislead us. But you better understand this. It's a reason why them people is running across the border to get to America. If they was gonna trump the American dollar and Russia and Africa and China was so powerful, why are they still running to America? Chinese people, African people, they run into America. Because what you don't understand is we are still top of the top. We are it. And the problem they're having is a mass shooting is not going to distract us anymore, homie. We have become numb to bloodshed. We have become numb to the death toll. We have become numb. And you know, I'm talking to my people, but I'm also talking to the higher-ups and the elites that come to my live stream, that come to my channel, that do the due diligence. Because you better know something. They do the due diligence. Ooh, a lot of y'all might not do the research, but the higher-ups and the elites, they do thorough research. They know who's powerful and who's not. It's a reason why it's only 14 people in the live chat, but I'm going to give it to this 14 people like it was 14,000. That's why I'm not in the algorithm. That's why they don't rock with me like that, because I'm going to talk to the 15 people in this live chat like it was 15,000. Yeah, it's all good. You know, they get around us and they get a little swag about themselves. Them stiff white people get around us, they get around us and they get a little loose in the knees. They get a little bop and they walk. They get the feeling they self. Oh, yeah, listen, man, take 20 white people, put them in a room and play some Future. Take 20 white people, put them in a room and cut on some 50 Cent and see if they don't get a little bop about they self. Go on Instagram, go on social media. You'll see white people all over telling black people who they are. White, again, the ones that need to be talked to, the white people that need to be addressed, I already addressed them. The ones that still falling for the propaganda, the ones that think that they got some kind of power because they white, I addressed them. But right now, I'm talking to all the white people that I know can see through the smoke and mirrors. All the white people that I talk to that relate. We agree on everything when it comes to politics, when it comes to the government, when it comes to the higher-ups and the elites. They know that's they people. They don't care anymore. They know the higher-ups and the elites. They know that them white people is their ancestors that's sitting in those chairs, that's sitting in the White House. They know that, but they don't care anymore. Because the same things that's affecting my people is affecting them. White people is going through it right now. Listen to me. They don't push that on CNN. They don't push that on Fox News. White people are going crazy right now. A lot of white people are losing their minds because the things that we, black people, have been going through for hundreds of years, they're starting to feel the heat. They're starting to feel the flame. It's getting hot. Whew, let me take a sip to that. You know, let me take a sip for that, man. Hold on. It's passion in this. It's passion in this. So send your shooters. Send your puppets. That shit don't work no more. Y'all done desensitized us. White people, black people. We all looking at the Mexicans like, what's going on up there in New York City? White people, black people, we looking at the border like, what's going on at the border? Who are these immigrants y'all letting over here? Where's the money? Where's all the tax money? Where's it at? Let me ask y'all something. Y'all seen something being built in the Ukraine? Y'all seen a video on CNN with a skyscraper being built there? Where did all that money go? White people and black people are asking the same thing. You can't wipe out the Constitution. They trying, but that right to bear arms, oh, we standing on that. We stand on that. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all really want it to go up? Try to take these guns away. Sending your mass shooters into the urban community and shooting stuff up ain't enough. We don't believe you. You need more people. You really want it to go up? Try and take these guns away. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm gonna continue to press my youngins, to press my young black men. I'm gonna continue. I want to give y'all a story, right? Check this out, man. So about a month ago, about a month ago, um, pulling into the big house. I did some running around. I just got to the house and I'm backing my car into my driveway. I got a pretty big, large driveway. I mean, my driveway can fit about 6 cars, right? And as I'm pulling into my driveway, a black Charger is just doing the most in the street. They're not giving me enough room to pull my car in. It's a bunch of beeping of the horn and X, Y, and Z. So I hop out the car. Now again, we in the Sunshine State. It's open carry. I got something crazy in the car. I got a nice flamer in the car. I hop out the car like, yo, what's going on? A young black man hops out the Charger and me and him starts arguing. I got my oldest daughter so trained. I take her to the gun range. She hears the arguing and she comes outside and she got that flamer on her, right? Me and homie have a huge argument. I end up diffusing the argument. He go his way, I go my way. Young black male, and he was really upset. I was pretty upset. It could have went left. So I go out to drive. Fast forward to present day. I cross state lines at all times. I'm getting to a bag if I'm crossing state lines. If I'm in that 18-wheeler, I'm getting to a bag. So I'm doing my thing. I get back today. I get back this morning. I back into my driveway as I usually do. And that same black Charger pulls up to my house. I look, I see the Charger. I instantly grab for the weapon. And it's the young black man. And he pulls his window down. And he says, no, OG, it's nothing like that. I just want to talk to you. Oh, my dead daddy, this happened today. He gets out the car. I walk up to the car and we start chopping it up. And guess what this young black man told me? He said, listen, OG, man, I just wanted to apologize for what happened, a few weeks ago. Me and my girlfriend was arguing. I was going through something and that energy wasn't meant for you. He said, OG, that energy wasn't meant for you. And I felt bad. And I was hoping to see you. I had rolled past. My uncle stays around the corner. I've been riding past and I was hoping to see you. And just so happened, he caught me this morning, caught me slipping. If he wanted war, it would have been a big war. But, I keep the thing on me. But he did catch me lacking. And he said, OG, I just wanted to apologize. My name is such and such. He gave me, he shook my hand. And I told him, listen, young man, I really appreciate you doing that. It really made my day. This is the growth that I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. We don't got to shoot each other. We don't got to kill each other. I'd rather see you warring with somebody else and go to war with you. And you know what? Me and him talked for about 25 minutes. And he was telling me, me and my girlfriend was arguing and, that energy wasn't meant for you, but I just lost it and I felt so bad. And this is a young black man. He smelled just like a whole bunch of marijuana. His whole car smelled like weed. He got little twisties in his hair. He's the typical young black male you think you'll see on Instagram. And he wanted to apologize because the energy was eating at him, and he wanted to fix that. And my point of saying all that is, we are more united than you know. And all it takes is for a grown man to stand on grown man business, for one youngster to follow, the next youngster will follow. So don't ever get it confused that we are not united. We have been through a lot of trauma, black men in America, not African Americans. I'm talking about black men in America. And we are healing, my G. As men, we are healing, but we need a voice. We need a real voice. We need somebody. We don't need a Meek Mill that's talking about prison reform and then drop songs talking about shooting other. We don't need that no more. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Made my day, man. Really made my day when that young man pulled up to my house and we chopped it up like men. And you know what I told him? Listen, man, I apologize as well. You know, I'm an OG and I could have handled that situation a little better. You was wrong, but even with you being wrong, I could have handled that a little bit better. So we apologize to each other. Now, you know, it's a random charger riding past my crib and I got smoke. He's gonna, cause he was hopping out. He's a shooter, he's a rider. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. The higher ups and the elites want us to go to war with each other, and they don't care about black on black crime. Do you understand me? They don't care about the war in Chicago. They don't care about the gangs in California. They don't care about the drill rappers and the shooters in New York City. They don't care about that. They don't care about the killings going on in Norfolk, Virginia, Shark City, Virginia. What they want is for one of these white boys to shoot up our neighborhood and for us to go to war with white people, because then they would really understand that is the division that they need. And I ain't talking about just talking about it. I ain't talking about, you know, the fake narrative of this racial conflict. I'm talking about actual, factual war. Because once we are divided, once they really feel like we are divided, that's when martial law will take place, and that's when a communist state will take place in America. Segregation, I'm with that. I'm with that. Let me ask you something, Sean. Why do you think that Chinese people are allowed to have Chinatown? Latino people are allowed to have Spanish Harlem, right? White people are allowed to have the suburbs, but black people can't. You know, we it ain't that we don't want our own community. It's that they fight for us not to have our own community. Why do you think that? Why do you think that, Sean? Because I'm with segregation. I understand that, you know, we need our own communities. We need our own communities. We can work together. We can eat together. We can do all those things together. But after we get done working with each other, after we get done eating with each other, then it's time for me to go back to my community with black people and give the game to my people. Do you understand? So when you know, it's a reason why the government, it's a reason why the higher ups and the elites, it's a reason why white people don't want black people to have a Chinatown. The Indians got their own area. The Chinese got their own area. Everybody got their own area except for black people. And you got to understand something. I'm talking about ownership. It's a reason why, you know, Black Wall Street was burned down. It's the reason why the community in Philadelphia was bombed and burned down. It's a reason why all of these black communities was burned down. And if they wasn't burned down, they was taken by eminent domain. Sean, do you know about eminent domain, my G? Did you know that Central Park in New York City was a black community? Do you know that? Yeah. So I could get deep into this because they understand that once we're separated from them, they don't know what we're doing. They know that we're smarter than them. They know that we invent everything. They know what we are, black people, not Africans, black people. So they have to, you know, integrate. They have to integrate us. They have to merge with us so they can have somebody in the mix to always be able to tell them, listen, this is what them black people are plotting. This is what they're building. This is what they're doing. So yes, I agree. I feel like Listen, it's a lot of land in America that they not talking about. When you drive trucks, you get to see America for what it is. America is huge. Wyoming is full of land. Iowa, full of land. Full of it. We could easily distribute the land in Iowa and watch Iowa turn into a mega center. If you put all black people in Iowa and gave all black people some land, an acre or two, Iowa would be bigger than New York City in 10 years. Iowa would be bigger than California in 10 years. Anywhere you put black people in a bunch and you leave us alone. I'm not talking about putting black people in the project buildings. I'm not talking about putting black people in poverty. I'm talking about giving black people land and letting us do our thing. And we name the land Wakanda. We name the land, Black Wall Street. Look at Atlanta. Whew. Whew. So this thing is deeper than rap. It's always deeper than rap. But these white shooters, these mass shooters that walk into these malls, that walk into these establishments, that come into the urban community and shoot stuff up, that's a ploy, that's a trick. That's a trick for war. They want us to go to war, but like I told you, it's a lot of white people riding with black people. We more united than they want y'all to know. They're not going to come on to CNN and Fox News and tell y'all how united we are. They're going to keep making y'all think that we not united. They're going to keep talking about black on black crime. They're going to keep talking about these mass shooters. That's the trick. And I needed to give y'all this game because, again, you go anywhere on YouTube, you're not going to hear it like this. Everybody asking, why is all these shootings happening? Why is these mass shootings? How is these white boys getting these guns and shooting up the black community? Because they want black people to go to war with white people, but we not going to war with white people. Or we going to war with the higher-ups and the elites. That's who we going to end up going. That's where the war is going to take place. You see them white boys run up in the Capitol? Huh? They ready for war. And they ain't running. Them white boys didn't run up in the neighborhood. They didn't run up in Atlanta. They didn't run up in the area. They didn't run up in the urban community. They ran up in the government, the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. They want war. Whew. So listen, man, that's a clean hour of power. That right there is a clean hour of power, my G. I can't hold y'all all night. It's late. I got to get some rest. I'm tired. I'm tired, man. But tired or not, I tap in with the people. Tired or not, I'm going to drop this game off because now I'm going to be able to sleep at night. If I ain't dropped this game off, I wouldn't be able to sleep. And sometime I'm going to talk a hole in y'all head because my youngsters, my daughters, the ones that fall up under me, I'm going to talk a hole in their head too. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all got a choice when y'all come into to Grown Man Business TV. Y'all got a choice if y'all want to tap into the real. My youngsters, my wife, my family, they ain't got a choice. They going to hear this game. They going to get this game. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Yeah. Salute to everybody that's in the chat. Ask yourself why Grown Man Business TV is not in the algorithm. Because I'm going to talk to all 14 of y'all like it's 14,000. I'm going to give y'all the game like it's 14,000. And everybody that know about it, they double back and they watch the lives. The analytics say they're going to double back and they're going to watch the live stream. But it's a reason why Grown Man Business is not in the algorithm, but Charleston White is. It's a reason why Grown Man Business TV is not in the algorithm, but a Zip with the Drip is. Yeah. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Big salute to everybody that's in the live chat. A lot of game being dropped. Salute to all my white boys. Salute to all my riders. It's deeper than color when you really dig into the higher ups and the elites. It's deeper than color. The only color is green and red. I want to leave y'all with that. For the higher ups and the elites, the only color is green for money and red for bloodshed. The higher ups only know two colors, man. You ain't never heard this neither. Because they tell y'all that up there, the only thing that matters is green. But I'm telling you, the only thing that matters up there is green and red. Because without the bloodshed, there is no green for the higher ups and the elites. That's why the sacrifices come. That's why the public humiliations come. Yeah, man, the game is deep. That's why these things happen to these rappers, to these entertainers, to these politicians. That's why it's always bloodshed. Because when the blood hit the pavement, when the blood hit the soil, that's when the green money tree grows up. Woo! Woo! I'm gonna take a sip to that, man. Let me take. Listen, man. Hold on. When the bloodshed hits the soil, that's when the money trees grow up. That's why they gonna send your youngsters to war. That's why they about to draft your children and send them to war, because they need bloodshed for that money to grow. I'm gonna leave y'all with this, man. All of my people, all of my black people, all my FBA, everybody foundational black Americans, you got one or two white people in your circle that ride for black people. Treat them with care. Hold them close. Them white girls that love black men and they'll do anything for them. Them white boys that embrace the white culture but understand and ride with black people. When the so-called slaves was being let free, it was a lot of white people that was helping them slaves make it up north to get free. It was a lot of white people that was hiding slaves in their basements so they can get up north on that underground railroad. Those white people you hold close. Salute to my homie Zachary. Real rider. Gun toter. And to feed you to the alligators if you lay a finger on Grown Man Business TV. Guaranteed, eyes closed. I bet the house on him. I bet the house on him. He'll put you under if you touch Grown Man Business TV. And I'm talking about he a redhead white boy. Say what, Bob? Billy Bob? Go ahead there now, Billy Bob. That's how he talk. Go ahead and put the hog on the grill, Bob. That's how he talk. Put the hog on the grill, how? We all got one or two of them white people around. They gonna ride. The rest, that's the bloodshed that's gonna hit the soil and make the money trees grow. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Big salute to everybody that's in the building. You know, salute to everybody that's tapped in. Salute to everybody that's gonna tap in afterwards and watch the live. They don't mind me talking about Charleston White. They don't mind me talking about DJ Academics. This the game they don't want y'all to get. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Gang.